Hey guys, welcome back to Blaze Talk, and today I'm going to be talking about the first 4 episodes of She-Hulk. I'm just going to be giving my overall thoughts and why I believe it is the best MCU show so far on Disney+. Now, I think Tatiana Maslany instantly shines as Jennifer Walters just from the get-go. The first episode is the best pilot of any of the Disney Plus shows. The battle between her and Hulk is very exciting. The way her origin is explained is very well done and very interesting to see, the adventures that Hulk is going to go on. Maybe he's going to branch out, create more Hulks or look for more Hulks. I know there is sort of a scene of him in that spaceship from Scar, and I think it's said that he is going to be going back there, even by one of the writers confirmed he was. So yeah, it's very exciting with what they're doing with Hulk so far. I know a lot of people have just sort of said, well, they've kind of wasted the Hulk's character and they haven't really done a whole lot. I completely disagree. I think them merging Bruce Banner and Hulk is very smart and keeps the character a lot more interesting, other than just being a big rage monster. That being said, him being a rage monster does make for some great action scenes, and is kind of, a cool sort of character feature that, he struggles with the two sort of minds. But I think what they've done with the Hulk so far, and even branching out with this show, it just, it's definitely set the bar, and I am very excited for future episodes of this show and just what they do with the Hulk in general. I think there's a lot more in store for Hulk. I think there's a lot more characters to be introduced within the Hulk kind of world. But yeah, to sort of getting back to the show, the tone is very enjoyable and light-hearted. Kind of similar tone to Hawkeye. It's like a very fun sort of family, in my opinion, family-friendly tone that you can just sort of watch, as I say, with your family, with your friends. It's, it's very marketable to the sort of every age, every sort of audience. I think anyone can sort of sit down and enjoy it. It's sort of typical MCU fun and humour, but I do mean that in the best way. I think it definitely makes the show stand out. I think the comedic aspect of it does work majority of the time. It is very funny, very witty. The fourth wall breaking is very clever, and it is really just, as I say, it's a unique sort of approach that the MCU hasn't really explored before. We've seen it from Deadpool. He's probably the only superhero that's really sort of done it and has made it look funny, and it's worked. And I think She-Hulk is another character that's done the same. I think breaking the fourth wall can sometimes sort of take you out of the show, but I just think it definitely adds to this show, because She-Hulk has done it in the comics and it was quite sweet. And this show, it just, as I say, adds more comedy, adds more levity, just something different for the MCU to explore. I think what they've done with the lore aspect of the show and the division that she's in, which is the superhuman lore division, again, it just makes for some very exciting stories to tell in future episodes. The fact that she's already interacted with Wong, with Abomination, with the Asgardian woman, like the Morpher, I think, say that it only just sort of gives more room for any future MCU characters or ones that we haven't been introduced to, or as they characters like Daredevil who are set to appear. Only just sort of gives more room for them to create more exciting stories. And what I found to be really cool in the show so far is what they've done with Abomination. A character we all thought we probably wouldn't see again. Just judging by how long ago it was since we've seen him, and the Hulk at the time being Edward Norton. So it's been, as I say, really nice to see bringing him back, bringing Tim Roth back. What was a small part of Shang-Chi became such a cool moment in She-Hulk, and even was a full-on episode dedicated to that specific sort of moment in Shang-Chi, and in sort of freeing Abomination from prison. It just sort of proves how creative and connective the MCU is with its movies and shows. And I know it has gained a lot of criticism with the shows and the movies not really feeling too connected. In particular, Loki and Doctor Strange could have had more of a connection, but if you look at the payoff with WandaVision and Strange, as I say, there's a lot of connectivity there. Miss Marvel is also pretty much like a prequel to the Marvels, you could say. So I definitely think they are starting to make the movies and shows feel more connected, and I think She-Hulk's only added to that and will only add to that in future episodes. Yeah, it's just a great show so far. I wasn't sure of the show at first, from the trailers, the tone, the CG, but CG has been very good. The She-Hulk CG has been a lot better than what the trailers were showing. And obviously, the trailers probably didn't show the complete CG, but the action scenes have been very exciting, enjoyable so far. It hasn't really been a whole lot of action so far, but when they do get into that aspect of the show, all the action scenes are very entertaining. I also like what they've done with Wong, and I really didn't expect him to have such a strong presence in the show so far, and I'm interested to see where they take him. The last episode in particular, episode 4, they gave Wong a lot to do, and gave him his own sort of trial with a magician that he was trying to sue, which I thought was very funny and very interesting. His name, Donny Blaze. At first I thought he said Johnny Blaze. I was like, wait, that's the guy that's playing Ghost Rider. I was a bit confused, but then obviously hearing that his name was Donny, it was like, okay. So it's very cool to see what they're gonna do. I'd say Wong, he's a character that hasn't really gotten much attention in the MCU, but from Doctor Strange 2 and She-Hulk, he's only going to gain more fans and more love, and I'd definitely like to see Wong appear in future series. I think it would be really cool. But overall, I'm excited for the future of the show. I think it is such a great show. It's very well written, very exciting to see what kind of cases She-Hulk takes on every week, and knowing that Daredevil is going to be appearing down the line, it just makes it even more exciting. It's just something that I look forward to every week, honestly. I'm just sort of itching to see if Daredevil's going to appear, or Matt Murdock, or is there going to be an end credit scene where he pops up and sets him up for the next episode. So I cannot wait to see the interaction with Daredevil and She-Hulk, or Matt Murdock and Jen Walters. I'd love to see some courtroom trial scenes with them too, just sort of debating and defending their clients, just having a bit of a back and forth, even potentially set Matt Murdock as a love interest for She-Hulk. I think there's a lot in common, and I think there's some great chemistry to have between them. I think there's some great action scenes to have between them. I'm interested to know if the villain of She-Hulk, they haven't really gotten into it yet, which I'm quite surprised by. There's been little bits and pieces in episode 3, and I think they were trying to get She-Hulk's blood, and people have said that could be A-Bomb, or I'm trying to think of the character's name, but he's Hulk with a giant forehead, which could also be very cool. But I'm interested to know if those guys are sort of behind a corporation, and knowing that Daredevil is going to be an Echo, is there going to be any link between She-Hulk's villain and Echo's villain? Is there going to be a connection there? Is that why Daredevil is perhaps haunting them, because maybe they're even connected to Wilson Fisk? So I think there's a lot of connective story beats in place for She-Hulk to set up future shows, future films, introduce new characters that we haven't seen, we have seen, like they've done so far. So just as I say, a great show, very compelling, makes you want more every time you watch it. I hope you guys are enjoying the show too. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Stay blazed and look out for more content coming soon. Peace.